Aquamarine was published by Alice Hoffman in 2001. They made a movie out of it, but the movie is not too much like the book. It focuses way more on the magical mermaid adventures.
Argo Funk Book Review. Argo Funk Book Review.
The Capri Beach Club is run down and closing at the end of the season. The only people who visit are a pair of 12-year-old girls named Claire and Hailey. These best friends want the summer to go on forever because Claire is moving away soon. After a bad storm one day, they find a mermaid inside the club's swimming pool. Aquamarine is pale, silvery, and blue. She's fairly rude, having been spoiled all her life. She tells them to go away, multiple times. Aquamarine has decided she's in love with Raymond, who works at the snack area. She refuses to leave until she meets him. Claire and Hailey research mermaids. Unlike the movie, mermaids can't exist in the human world for more than a week. Their scales fall off and they shrivel up into nothing. The girls arrange for Aquamarine to go on a date with Raymond. They put Aquamarine in a wheelchair and disguise her with an old dress that they decorated. Aquamarine and Raymond talk at the snack bar and have so much fun they lose all sense of time. The girls come back for Aquamarine at 9 o'clock. She has very little strength left, she's pale and dying. I think they should take her back to the ocean right away, but they decide to wait until high tide tomorrow, which is noon. Waiting 15 hours sounds like a bad idea to me, especially since there's a big party at the beach club then. How can they sneak Aquamarine out of the pool without being seen? Raymond discovers Aquamarine is a mermaid. He causes a distraction, so no one else notices when the girls load Aquamarine onto the wheelchair. They take her to the seawall and carry her the rest of the way into the ocean. Aquamarine immediately gets better and leaves without saying goodbye. The only proof she was ever there is a pair of seashells. Claire moves away, but the girls are able to handle the separation. Hailey watches the club get demolished. Raymond gets the happy ending, as he and Aquamarine regularly meet out in the ocean. He gets the mermaid girlfriend. The end. Post-book follow-up. This is a short book, 100 pages, double-spaced, illustrations. Not too many illustrations, though. The language is simple, but impactful. It's like the author wasn't allowed to use a lot of words in this book, so she imbues the few words she does have with as much meaning as possible. I can't help but feel Aquamarine is a metaphor for the friendship between the two girls. That's the real emotional core of the book. Most of the time, the girls relate to each other in view of the fact that they won't see each other again. Their friendship is dying just like Aquamarine is. Even small things seem important in light of Claire's upcoming departure. There is a girl who is moving into Claire's house. We never see her, but they talk about her 3 times. I liked seeing how their feelings about the new girl slowly changed as the book went on. The mermaid material was okay. It's interesting how Aquamarine is so rude when mermaids are usually portrayed as more magical and nice. She doesn't talk much after she first meets the girls. I think there should have been more urgency in terms of saving Aquamarine. They scheduled the date with Raymond for tomorrow night. They should have insisted on having the date immediately. It's not like there's anyone else in the club to oversee them. In the same way, they shouldn't have waited a day before taking her back to the ocean, and they shouldn't have waited a day in between first seeing Aquamarine and first talking to her. I wouldn't have been that patient, especially after learning Aquamarine will die soon. Overall, I think this is a good book. It's definitely a more literary book, but that probably won't deter readers who want a quick mermaid adventure. I wish a bit more had happened in the story, but I do think it's good enough to stand on its own. I give Aquamarine 4 mermaid tails out of 5.